Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing on this Tuesday morning? I hope you all are doing well. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of clouds out there and everything. Temperatures aren't too bad and so forth. You know what? I haven't even looked at the temperature to see. I know it was beautiful out this morning when I was doing my morning grounding session in yoga, and but unfortunately, and also the reason why I'm doing this video this way instead of during my morning walk is towards the end of doing my exercises, I started feeling my sugar drop. So when I came inside to see about maybe getting ready to go to do my morning walk, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and run a blood sugar real quick, and sure enough, I was dropping. And so yeah, I thought it would be more important for me to take care of that than to be going out for my morning walk. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll go after eating, which I just got done eating. But I'm like, I'm still not feeling all too, yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take it easy today. I did kind of mess up yesterday, so I might be doing a little bit of rebounding also. Yeah, I didn't, when I got back from my morning walk yesterday, unfortunately, my sugar dropped, and I decided, you know what, I'm not going to take my insulin, and yeah, I wound up rebounding pretty high because I didn't chase what I had just eaten with insulin. So yeah, I it's kind of spent the night trying to get myself balanced and all that sort of good stuff. So, but today, even I did make sure I took it because I knew that yeah, basically lesson learned. So anywho, yeah, so that's basically the reason why I'm doing my video from the bedroom. Oh, excuse me. Instead of out for my morning walk. Yeah, I figure I'll just. Oh, excuse me again. I figure I'll just take a little bit easy and so forth. So, if anything, it'll give me a chance to work on some things that I really have been wanting to get to too. So, but yeah, I was actually going to talk to you all today about the importance of routines. And while we're talking about routines and everything, I really was going to, especially with everything that happened with me, with being in the hospital, being diagnosed type 1 diabetic, so on and so forth. So, yeah, even when I was in the hospital, I worked really fast. Even when I was still in ICU, I worked really fast at getting myself back into my routine that I usually do. And part of it, of course, was because of health reasons. I like feeling healthy. I like being keeping my my muscles strong, and so on and so forth. I also like it, because it helps with mental clarity. Helps with me to focus, helps me, of course, be connected with spirit, so on and so forth, with things that I do with my morning routines anyway. So, yeah, and it also, it just helps me feel good, helps me feel more like myself, especially when I'm in a strange place, surrounded by all sorts of different kinds of energies, and so on and so forth, and having all these, electrodes and so forth connected to me, heart monitors, IVs, all that sort of good stuff. At least I'm doing something that helps me to keep myself grounded and to be more myself. Helps with because basically, my body's going through changes, and in some ways, the mind is also going through changes because, oh my gosh, I've just been diagnosed with this craziness and so forth. But it's when you're going through it, not necessarily just in the hospital or whatever, when you have things like this happen in your life, where you have these sorts of changes or whatever, you can kind of feel like maybe you wind up losing control of yourself also. So if you develop a routine and stick with it as much as you possibly can, as close as you possibly can, it helps you feel like you still are yourself. You know, it helps to keep the positivity going. It helps to, especially if you're doing something like exercises or whatever, exercising, even if it's something simple like walks or meditating or whatever, because meditation is considered to be an exercise. Okay, it's basically you're calming your body, getting yourself balanced, and so forth. It does release endorphins. Your body, biologically speaking, your body releases endorphins to help with maintaining all that good positivity and so forth. But aside from the biological side, you are, with keeping yourself inside, keeping going with something that you're used to doing, something that you actually enjoy doing. It also helps with just your positivity, your mindset, as you're going through a whole bunch of chaos and so forth. So yeah, those are really, really good reasons to start a routine, especially these things that you enjoy doing. Then it doesn't have to be necessarily, in the morning. It could be midday. It could be in the evening, like after you get home from work or whatever. I know, there's the tendency to just want to vegetate when you get home from work, but because you've been dealing with a lot of chaos throughout the day, with work or what have you. But even if you had a really good day at work, you're still in that atmosphere of people, whereas if you set aside time for yourself, or block a time, no matter what time of the day it is, it's time that you're putting towards you, towards yourself. And more you get into your routine, even just putting it, whether you put it in your block of time in your calendar or what have you, say an hour or maybe 2 hours or 20 minutes or what have you, just to be able to have a block of time that is just for you, and you make it part of your routine. Okay, you wake up in the morning, you journal, you write a novel that you've been wanting to do, exercise, meditate, get yourself grounded, whatever it is, don't matter what it is, have sex, whatever, or in the evenings, okay, you come home, you cook dinner, you spend time with your family, whatever, and okay, 30 minutes is just for me. Okay, everybody knows, hey, leave me alone and so forth. It's time that is for you. And it really does help with boosting your positivity and so forth, and of course your connection with spirit and everything. And it also does help to build with your intuition at the same time, because you're able to, during that time, you are tuning in to yourself, tuning into your body, to your mind, your spirit, so on and so forth. So in keeping going with that, especially during chaotic times, like what I just went through in the hospital, I made sure I got back into my routine first thing in the morning as quickly as possible. Not just because, this is what I'm going to be doing when I get home, so I need to recreate the lifestyle that I'm doing so I can manage my sugars better, but also to help with my own mind, because I did fall into a little bit of patterns of depression. I did go through a little bit of a mourning period. I'm not going to be my old self that I used to be. I am having to make changes and so forth, and it does play tricks on your mind. But by tuning into myself, by getting myself back into my routine, it helped me with getting myself back into that positive state, and stop listening to what's going on up here and what's going on in here, because I knew that I still have goals and dreams that I want to pursue. Okay, part of it is talking to you all every day, especially about all these sorts of experiences, and hopefully helping you all with your journeys as well. Okay, so I hope this helps somebody. I'm definitely going to do a reading right after I'm done taking care of some things, and I'll see you then. All right, love you all.